3 habits that held me back for over 10 years in achieving my dream physique. So a little backstory, this is my story. For the last 10 years of my gym lifting career, I looked like this. I was never truly happy of how I looked. I wanted to look like the warriors of Troy. The Brad Pitt in Troy, the gladiators, the 300s, the immortals. These kind of men you see on the TV screens that looked absolutely remarkable. They weren't a bodybuilder, they weren't a powerlifter, they just had enough muscle mass, they were defined, they had amazing ratios, they had strength and size in the right mixture. But for 10 years of my lifting career, I thought I just had shit genetics, or I would never achieve the physique I wanted to achieve. I was running in circles essentially. When I bulked up, I got fat. I built muscle, I got fat though. And when I dieted to look lean, yes, I lost some body fat, but I also just lost muscle that I spent the last 6 months of my bulking phase building. And I never ended up looking the way I wanted to. It was either just a bigger version of this or a smaller, skinnier version of this. And then 1 year later, after finally figuring out the solution that worked for me, that helped me achieve or be on my way to achieve the body of Troy, I look like this. More muscle mass, much better ratios, defined, a tighter midsection, higher testosterone, high libido, high motivation. This is how I always wanted to feel. It's what I like to call the Troy Protocol. The Troy Protocol is the first link below. It's essentially I am now living, training and eating like my ancestors do and like the Troy warriors used to do thousands, maybe millions of years ago. And in doing this protocol, I have found it so much easier to shred fat, build muscle, and naturally increase testosterone levels. In this year, guys, I wasn't taking any anabolics or SARMs or anything like this. I was just locking in my lifestyle, my training, and my diet like the Troy warriors. That's why the program is now called Body by Troy, because it's following the same principles that actually build the natural physique the right way. When we eat, train, and live like a Troy warrior, and you increase your testosterone levels naturally, these are the things that will start happening to you. So I want to show you 3 habits that I was doing in the 10 years that were actually holding me back for so long. And hopefully you can take some of these habits away with you. And if you're doing any of them, you can stop them now and actually make some real progress. Like I said, this is 3 habits out of many habits that I talk about in the Troy Protocol, but the 3 biggest ones I'm going to mention right now. So habit number 1 that I was doing, I was going crazy carb. The industry likes to tell you that you need to go high carbohydrates to fuel your energy and have these amazing workouts and build muscle and blah, blah, blah. But I never felt like that. I just followed it because it's the mainstream advice. But when I was on high carbohydrates, when I was eating carbs in the morning, the afternoon, in the evening, I was having snacks, biscuits, crisps, protein bars, all these sort of things, protein oats. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I wasn't. I was smashing so much carbohydrates. And when you do this, it doesn't give your body a chance to burn fat or run off fat. So when you go a low to medium carbohydrates, and you time them at the right time in your day, and you have periods when you're not having carbohydrates, it gives your body time to actually utilize fat stores as your energy source. But when you always eat carbohydrates, you're always telling your body to run off energy as carbohydrates and not body fat. So that's one of the biggest things that I found. Even now when I bulk up and do like a bulking phase, I still have periods of my day where I'm limiting carbohydrates and I'm in a fat burning state. And again, when I was doing this, I had high and low energy throughout the day. So when you have carbohydrates, any food really, but especially in carbohydrates, you spike your insulin. And when you have carbs in the morning, afternoon, evening, your insulin is getting spiked like this. It's an up and down wave. And what does that do to your energy and your motivation? It just gives you highs and lows, and highs and crashes. And it's a constant. You may have it right now where you're training and you're just always having your meal and you get sleepy and you get tired and you have pre-workout and you wake up again and you crash again. And it's a constant cycle up and down. Again, when you limit carbohydrates to a small portion at the right time and you run mainly on fat for fuel, you have smooth and constant energy right now. Right now it's 4:30 in the afternoon and I haven't had any food today. Only water, coffee, and a coconut water. And I feel amazing. I'm recording this video, I feel alert, I feel high energy, and I'm gonna feast tonight and eat well. So that's habit number 1. Habit number 2 that's holding me back was heavy ego lifting. So I dabbled in some powerlifting in my early years, but for the majority of them 10 years, I was doing prioritizing my strength gains to build up my physique, which sounds about right. If you get stronger, you look better. To a certain extent, that is true, but when you overemphasize heavy lifting, you do a few things. When you prioritize and go for super heavy weight, all I used to care about was just getting this. For example, I used to work in the rate 4 to 6 rep range for my main heavy set, and I didn't care about tempo. I didn't care about control. I just wanted to get them 6 reps in. If I got 6 reps on, say, weighted dips for 60 kilograms, I was happy. I didn't care how I got them 6 reps in. And what that does, it really puts a lot of pressure on your tendons, your ligaments, because your muscles can't handle the weight sometimes. When you just focus on just getting the reps in for a certain weight, you keep jumping the weight, and eventually your muscles can't take it, and your tendons and ligaments take over. And that puts a lot of stress as you get injured more. And that's what I ran into, many injuries throughout my time. But when you start to reduce the weight, do the correct exercises and focus on controlling the weight and not letting the weight control you, focus on tempo, that is when you have a good balance of strength building and muscle building. Because again, the goal is not to be a powerlifter or a strongman or a bodybuilder. The goal is to have relative strength, have enough strength for your body weight, but also enough size to look like a Troy warrior, to look like a Greek god. And again, when you go heavy all the time on all your sets, it really does affect your CNS, your central nervous system. You'll always be getting fatigued and tired, and it's harder for your body as a natural lifter to recover from these sessions. So that's number 2. Number 3 that I was doing was having a poor light environment. Like I said, some of it's training, some of it's diet, but also it's lifestyle. Lifestyle is 1/3 of the pie, 1/3 of the puzzle. You have to optimize your lifestyle, and one element of that is your light environment. So before, I wasn't prioritizing morning, afternoon, or evening sun. Sun is one of the most powerful things we have, I guess, in this universe, you could say. It fuels and gives life to so many things, plants, animals, matter, essentially. So we have to prioritize optimizing our light environment. We get morning sun, we get afternoon sun, we get evening sun. Even if it's overcast and it's cloudy, we have to be outside and embrace all full spectrum light. Then we have playtime. Playtime, this also means just being outside. Even if you work a normal 9 to 5 job, just being outside, have your lunch outside. Instead of being in the cafeteria having your meal with your co-workers, get outside, play a card game, get off your phone, get some natural light, have a conversation, have your food outside, get some movement in, get some grounding in, have some playtime throughout your day and break out your day more than just, scrolling your phone on social media. And then lastly, of the light environment is protecting your night routine. So getting sun in the morning, afternoon, evening is also amazing and very important. But a good element of that, a very important element of that, is protecting your night routine. As humans, we have been evolved to follow with the sun, awake with the sun and sleep with the sunset. So when the sun actually sets wherever we live in the world, and then we just turn our lights on, we put our phones in our eyes, TVs on, we're telling our body and our system that it's not actually nighttime yet. We're blasting all this artificial light and this blue light into our eyes, telling our body it's not nighttime, so don't produce the right hormones to start putting me in a state of recovery. Your evening routine should be a time for you to wind down, prepare the right hormones to release in the body, so when you sleep, you actually fully recover. When you're stimulating yourself with your phone, your TV, your lights in your house, and you're stimulating your eyes in this light, it keeps you in this almost like daytime state. So it's harder for your body to actually fall asleep and go into a deep sleep where you can actually recover. Now everyone knows recovery, and as a natural lifter, recovery at nighttime is where you make the gains. So guys, that is 3 habits that I used to do that hold me back for so long. Like I said, that is why I created Body by Troy. Body by Troy, you'll see the first link below. I've created it's a free to enter, free to join, and it's a 7-part video guide showing you exactly how to live, train like the warriors of Troy. So whether you're 20 pounds overweight, you're 20 pounds underweight, you're just skinny fat, you're not sure how to progress, you're not sure how to build muscle and shred fat and increase testosterone levels, this gives you the blueprint of how to do exactly what I've done in my last year of training, which actually finally flipped the switch on my training, on my lifestyle, on my mindset, and got me on the road to becoming a Troy-like warrior. So guys, if you're interested in finally being unstuck from where you are right now and achieving the body of Troy, or a Greek god, or a warrior, or a gladiator look, click the first link below and I'll see you inside. But guys, that's it for now. I'll speak to you soon, and as always, be good.